Let's go! What's up, carnivores? It's another Friday here. Like, where's the time going? It just flies right by. I am riding solo today without my buddy Carrie. He has a doctor's appointment today, and he's going to be trying to get his old blood lab results so he can compare them to his new ones and stuff. So, we're going to let him take care of that. But I told him I would hold it down and hang out with you guys. What a day. What a day here already. I woke up, I'm blessed. Like Carrie says, I'm thankful, I'm grateful, I'm blessed, and I'm happy. And I hope you guys are too. Let's see here. Rick, Charger Mopar, is it ducky time yet? Quack quack, wake up, buddy. Quack quack. It's morning in the canal here, the Carnivore Canal. Tried to upload your videos this week and they all failed. Well, hopefully you get that fixed, bud. Tina, how you doing? Hello. How's it going, Tina? Lynn Tucker Carnivore, how you doing? Having a great ground turkey fried in bacon grease. Ooh, add scrambled eggs, really delicious, and a nice break of hamburger. Nice. Okay. Yes, that's your breakfast. That sounds really good. I haven't had breakfast yet, so it's really making me hungry. Always frying animal fats. I am making heart attack chicken for lunch. Nice, nice. Just want to see what you guys are up to here. Ricky ended up in the canal yesterday. Come on, bro. Hopefully you're all dried off now and you're ready to go. Now, you guys, uh, not this weekend, but next weekend, next Saturday, April 13th, is the Carnivore Meetup in Thiensville, Wisconsin. If you look at the bottom of the screen here, I have a little ticker that's rolling by with all the details that you need to know to join us for a Carnivore Meetup in Thiensville, Wisconsin. It is filling up pretty quick, and it's going to be exciting. Now, I had somebody ask me, "What if I don't have a grill that I can bring? Can I still come if I'm not bringing grill and a meat?" Obviously, you can still come. You don't have to grill. We just wanted to have the event at a park where anybody who chose to grill bring their grill and to do it real big. You can go as big as possible. So, but you don't have to have a grill to come to this party. You can just show up, hang out with people, share your story, meet some people, and then go home. That's just fine. So, and I had also a couple people ask if they can pay at the park when they get there, and that's fine. You don't have to pre-purchase a ticket, but just makes it easier for us to know how many people are coming and helps us be better prepared to help you guys have more fun. So that's the only reason why we ask you guys to pre-purchase your tickets. I'll have a link in the description for the Carnivore Meetup. Kids are free, so if you got 6 kids, bring them all. They're all free. Adults are 25 bucks a person, and that's because it's covering the rental of the park, and then everything after that goes towards the Healing Humanity movie, so we can get this thing on Netflix and we can change the world. Beverly, good morning. Good morning, Beverly. BK, hi. How you doing? The Belgian carnivore. Rich LaBoy, how you doing, Rich? Hello, carnivores. Hello, Rich. Slayer, yes, smash that like button. Carnivores, show everybody what's up, man. Show the vegans we can smash that thumbs up, man, harder than they can. Hello, Slayer, how you doing? Okay, Mike and Butter. Today is deep dish pizza day. Who wants pizza with M&M toppings? Man, sounds like you got that from the Bill Gates recipe book. Good luck with that. Hi everyone, how you doing? Carnivore cheer. Greetings from Arizona. Shout out to Arizona, Mike. Just good luck with that M&M pizza, man. Don't eat too much. Good morning, carnivore friends from Liberty Hill, Texas. Let's do a roll call. I just want to. I like starting things out with good energy. Let's wake up. Let's get the fingers typing. Where are you guys from? I see an Arizona in here. I see Liberty Hill, Texas. Before we get to that, we'll do this one last comment. I'm fine, still having a hard time quitting smoking. Yeah, yeah, it took me a while to quit. So do your best and just try to eat as much fatty meat as you can to help you with your cravings, even if they're smoking cravings. Eastern Kentucky in the house. Let's go, Stacy. How you doing, Rich? You were kidding about the pizza. Oh man, Bill Gates would have took you right up on that. I don't think Bill Gates is kidding about his M and M's though. As much as you're kidding, I think Bill Gates would put that in his recipe book. Liberty Hill, Texas. There we go. Now we got the roll call going. Let's go. Now I'm getting behind. Germany in the house. Minnesota's in the house. Connecticut. Let's go. Let's roll. Rich, Connecticut. Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Agent Red Fox. That's what's up. Hi from Sydney, Australia. Down under. Hey, Linda. Linda from Down under. San Jose, California. Let's go, Cali. I'm going back to Cali. Lebanon, Tennessee. Nice. Good morning from Parker, Colorado. Iowa, Michigan, UP of Michigan. Nice. Ontario, Indiana. Let's go. Western Kentucky right here. Whoops. Don't want to miss you there. Ain Fargo, though. Okay. McHenry, Illinois. Charlotte, North Carolina. Belgium. Nice. I love it, man. Finland, too. Let's go. Georgia. Man, it just the roll call keeps coming on in. Let's go. Utah. That's what's up. Now, I did want I labeled the name of this stream "How Carnivore Changed My Life." And good morning, Aaron. Good morning. If you guys have anything that you want to put in the chat, and like a just a little mini success story you want me to read on the today's podcast, put it in the chat and let me know how carnivore has changed your life in a few words if you can. And I think it's important to stay focused on. We can all get caught up in ketosis and losing weight and how we look and all this stuff, but it's important to stay focused on how carnivore has changed your life for the better. And I feel like by staying focused on that, it will help us attract more of that in our life. So let's just talk about that. Smash the like button. Now, for me, how carnivore changed my life. It changed my life in many ways. I was living in the tub practically. I had IBS and I just was always tired. My back was always sore from a car accident. I have three discs in my back, they're out of alignment. So my lower back is not straight. And my back always hurt and my stomach, my guts always hurt from IBS. So I always had to lay in a tub and I practically lived in a hot bathtub. I was watching YouTube from the bathtub. I was doing everything from the bathtub, but uh, ever since I got on carnivore, I no longer sit in the bathtub at all. Not at all. I have no more back pain, no more IBS. My sleep apnea went away. My anxiety went away. My depression went away. My anger went away. My addictions went away, all within the first 30 days on carnivore diet. So I'm a lot better father. I'm a lot better husband. I'm a better neighbor. I'm a better friend. I'm a better carnivore. I'm just a better person in general. Um, that's how the carnivore diet has changed my life. And it's great. It's even changed my life because my wife decided to join me on this journey and start her carnivore diet. And thank God she did, because we both were overweight, out of shape, and unhealthy. And now I know that I'm going to be in my family's life a lot longer, and so is my wife because I want to, I married her for a reason. I love her and I want to have her around as long as possible. And I know that we're going to have many more joyful days now together thanks to the carnivore diet. So the carnivore diet has totally changed my life for the better. It's how I met my another one of my best friends, Carrie from Homestead How. Um, I never probably would have met him without the carnivore diet. So I just want to encourage everybody to share their stories and put them in the comments. I'd love to help share today because I think it's just important how carnivore has changed our life, and I have a feeling it's changed many lives. I know Carrie's Carrie's had a first year on carnivore diet. My first year has been wild on carnivore diet. Let me pull up my thing here, see how long I've been carnivore for 289 days now. So I'm still working on my first year, but my first year has been wild. But some of the best things though is getting my son on carnivore and just seeing his growth and a change in his attitude as a toddler, and him having less diaper rash and everything. Like he's thriving now. He's doing so well since he's on carnivore, and so is my wife. So it's really changed my life for the best. Really has. Hawk Force. I got off insulin and no longer T2D. I'm sorry with that about that. Since January 24. What is T2D? Oh, type 2 diabetes. Sorry. I'm still waking up here. That's great though. That's great, Hawk Force. Agent Red Fox says down almost 30 pounds since January 1st. Wow. No more heartburn, sleeping better, less aches and pains. Good for you. Yeah, you don't know how good you can feel until you just try the diet. My neighbor even tried for 30 days. And now he went back to his normal way of eating, but he said he felt good enough in that first 30 days where he wants to go back to eating the way he was. I don't suggest that to everybody, but he fixed a lot of stuff in 30 days, and yeah, I wish. I'm sure he'll go back on it one day if he ever doesn't feel good. So not everybody does carnivore and stays on it, but I did get my neighbor to try it for 30 days. He was strict for 30 days. He looks great. He lost a bunch of weight. A lot of inflammation in his face went away. So BK, Belgian carnivore. My chronic pain went down for about 80%. Doing full carnivore since 2023. No need for painkillers anymore. That is what's up. Painkillers are they're terrible. They're terrible. My pops is hooked on painkillers, and it's just not a good thing. It's if you guys can switch over to something like pot and get off of the hardcore painkillers, that's great. But then if you can do carnivore and just get off anything, everything, that's even better. So shout out to you, BK. Put everybody keep put your stories in there. I'll read them today, and we've got some other fun stuff to talk about. But I wanted to just share you guys. This wouldn't be a podcast without you, so I wanted to help give back and share your story a little bit here. Carvola, I think it's the easiest diet ever. I love meat, and meat loves me back. Woohoo! Yeah, thank goodness. That other food, it just really didn't love me back. It would inflame my body. It would make my joints hurt, my back hurt. It would just tear up my guts. And I had someone comment the other day, they're like, "Oh, you're on that carnivore diet. That's not good for your insides." And I'm like, "Man, dude, you should really do some research before you just make a comment on YouTube and make yourself look silly. If you knew anything about my story, you would know that my insides healed on carnivore. So carnivore isn't bad for my insides. It's actually made me heal. I had terrible IBS. I couldn't I just couldn't be anywhere besides a bathroom at all times. I always had to be, no matter where I was. And that's my insides have healed now. So when you get people that make these goofy comments on your channels, send them some love. They're living in ignorance. They don't have all the facts, and then they like to make comments as if they know everything. And when they really could have just took a day or two out and done some research, and they probably wouldn't even have that question. Jeanette Cleveland, my blood sugars are in beautiful range, and I rarely have a hypoglycemic episode. Good for you. Good for you. Shout out to Jeanette. The champion within. I survived a stroke 15 days ago. Really? I am now thriving and doing sprints, push ups, and trying to do burpees. Good for you. Now, what's a burpee? You guys put it in the chat. That's something I haven't done before. What's a burpee? But good for you, champ. Um, hopefully you don't get any more strokes, and hopefully you just keep doing those sprints, push-ups, and living good. Carnivore cheer. Greater mental clarity has been one of the most important benefits for me, and I'm no longer being damaged by carbs and sugar. Let's go. That's what it's about. That mental clarity is everything. Like, you don't know how valuable that is until you've lost it and regained it. And then you don't want to let it go when you get it back. So good for you. Mike and Butter. Carnivore changed my life. No more Metformin, no more meds whatsoever. From 180 pounds to 158 pounds. Better sleep, better health. That sounds like a nice commercial, man. Better beef, better sleep, better health. No more day naps, eyesight improved, no more glasses. Wow. That's jinkies, man. Where'd your glasses go? That's awesome. And at least you don't got to be like Thelma and look for the glasses. You know, they're gone now. You don't need them. Good for you. And I'm glad you're not eating that deep dish with M&Ms. That was kind of worrying some at first. Greetings from Arizona. What's up, cranky carnivore? Hopefully you're not so cranky this morning. Happy to hear so many upbeat stories from everyone. Me too. It's interesting. I thought this would make a fun live stream here. I lost 25 kg with 1 year keto plus 1 year carnivore. Maria, that is awesome. Keep it going. You got this. And look at all these people in the comments here to support you on your journey. So good for you. Lynn Tucker Carnivore, better. Feeling my best, sleeping great, flat stomach, skin clear, more energy, more muscular. Maggie arms. Yeah, Maggie arms. Let's go. And no more wearing orthotics for plantar fasciitis. Okay. More benefits on the way. Carnivore for life. There you go. I love that. Yeah, when the feet hurt, they don't feel good. So, that's I haven't heard anybody mention that one yet. So the list just gets bigger and bigger of what carnivore can help with. It's amazing. Andy, even though I've been on and off carnivore for years, but more consistent this year, I lost 63 pounds and reduced my blood pressure for 180 systolic to 130. Have doctor's appointment Monday. Nice. Let's see what your doctor says. Even though my wife was, all her markers were perfectly in the green, her doctor was still so annoyed and pissed off about um, her just getting better and the fact that it was due to a carnivore diet. Her doctor was so pissed off. So just expect there might be some blowback if you do talk about the carnivore diet with your doctor. Ribeye Ranger, what's up, Ranger? 9-month anniversary last week. 66 years old, feels 20 years younger. That's what's up. I lost 45 pounds, back to high school weight, putting on muscle, best sleep of my life. There you go. You know, got my twisty straw here. I just want to say, the only downside to carnivore I've seen is my sleep. Not that I'm not getting enough. It's my dreams. My dreams are so vivid, so clear, and so realistic now than before when I had the brain fog and was on carbs. I didn't really remember a lot of my dreams. But now being on carnivore and having all this clean food and a clean body, that's the only downside, man. When I get a dream, holy man, is it wild? And it's I remember every damn detail about it. So are any of you experiencing the dream thing on carnivore? Are you remembering your dreams? Are you having more vivid? Because I'm sure I had dreams before carnivore. I just didn't remember them. Now in the morning when I wake up, I remember every single detail. And some of them are so real, I don't get that restful sleep that I would like because I'm going through this wild dream. Just something to bring up here. Hawk Force, I'm down 203 pounds and I've carried 250 to 265 pounds most adult life. Someone just commented on my wife's video the other day about how she lost 111 pounds on the carnivore diet. And they're like, and she was saying how when she first started carnivore diet, she lost a pound a day. And someone's like, you got to be lying about that. They're like, you can't lose a pound a day unless it's just water weight and not weight. What are you talking about? Water weight and not weight. If you're 333 pounds and you're carrying around weight or water weight, there's no difference that weighs the same goddamn thing, whether it's weight or water weight. So I've seen people make those comments to Limitless Lindy too. They're like, you didn't lose it. All that wasn't weight. Some of that was water weight. Who gives a shit? It's weight that was on a person's body, the same weight as a bowling ball, whether it was weight or fat, water weight or fat, they still had to carry around that weight. So I just always I always just get so annoyed when people are like, "Yeah, you didn't lose that much. You lost water weight or weight. Who gives a shit, man? When you're carrying around hundreds of pounds on your body every day on your joints, I don't care if it was water weight or weight. It's gone. You're feeling better. Kudos to everybody who's losing both water weight and weight. You little hater. Not you, Hawk First, but the the little comment I got about that. Good for you though, and I don't care whether you lost water weight or weight because you had to carry around all that goddamn weight, and it just feels good when it's off your body. So shout out to Hawk Force, Limitless Lindy, everybody losing water weight. Andy, I'm still on blood pressure meds, but my doctor is willing to prescribe if it makes her comfortable to do so. Okay, there you go. 9 months carnivore yesterday. Good for you, Lynn. Hey, my dude, Bill Knott's in the house. And this is another dude. Bill, don't let anybody try to tell you anything about your weight loss, whether it was weight or water weight. The fact is you have to carry around that heavy weight on your body, regardless of what type of weight it is, and it feels good to have it be gone. So shout out to everybody who's losing big amounts of weight and healing their bodies. It's not all just about the weight. Don, good morning, Don. Everybody, give a shout out to Bill. Bill's in the house. I appreciate him tuning in this morning. I am holding it down without Carrie this morning. He's at a doctor's appointment. Everything's all good with him. He's just getting a checkup and he's trying to get some old lab results too while he's there. But I told him I would hold it down. And man, who wouldn't want to hang out with you carnivores? Why would I pass that up? You know what I'm saying? Ironically, people have a computer in their hands and refuse to use them. Absolutely, Nancy. They make so many dumb comments when they literally have an encyclopedia, a dictionary, everything, maps. They have everything they could ever want at their fingertips. And somehow they still manage to make comments on things they're not fully understanding. So it man, uh, that is the one shame about humanity is that we could be that dumb. How we could be so close. It's like you can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink. Man, that is so true. You can give a smartphone to a human, but that does not make us smarter. It's a shame. It really is. I try to use it as much as I can, but most of the learning I try to get is either from YouTube videos or reading a book. I'll buy a book and read it. But otherwise, I have learned a lot of very cool things, especially the carnivore diet. It's something I learned about from YouTube. So YouTube has been a big blessing in my life. So the cell phone, I try to learn as much as I can on this thing. Cranky Carnivore, I'm back to my high school size. Nice. My mental clarity is the best it's been in decades. Off medical marijuana, which got me off opioids. There you go. Yeah. See, if you're on the hard painkillers, try going to marijuana, and then if try your carnivore diet, maybe that'll help you get off marijuana too. But if you still need marijuana for pain, I think that's a lot better than taking like um, opioids and those oxycontin and stuff. Like that stuff is really tough. Wounds heal in days versus weeks, and I exercise now. There you go. That's what's up. Charles, Mr. Beans, and another darn cat. Fishy carnivore here for 13 months, feeling good, never going back to regular diet. Good for you. That's over a year, Charles. Um, keep it going. Keep it going. You sound excited about it, so keep it going. Primal Mike, what's up, dude? How can you not know what a burpee is? Yeah, I don't know, buddy. It's a push-up foul with a vertical jump. Okay. Yeah, sometimes there are people out here. Maybe you know everything, Mike, but some of us don't know everything, and I'm not ashamed to ask what I don't know. Because if I'm gonna act like I know something and I don't know it, then how will I ever learn? you know. So yeah, no, not I'm definitely someone who doesn't know everything, Mike, but maybe you do. Charlotte, when I was doing good on being consistent, my thyroid numbers went up and improved. My joints felt better. I was losing weight and I was no longer bloated, but I haven't been consistent recently though. Okay. Well, Charlotte, um, let's get back on being consistent. Like if there's any help you need, whatever, you can always email me, pokomoonshinefamily@gmail.com, and I can give you any tips or something that might help you get back. But otherwise, I'm sure you got this. You sound like you're in a better spot, but and it's nice to know where you're at, know where you want to get going. So if you know you're not as consistent as you want to be, and you want to be more consistent, that's a great step of getting there. If you know where you're at, know where you want to go. So shout out to Charlotte. Carnivore cheer. I feel the same. I've always loved meat, and now it helps keep me healthy. Now that carbs and sugar are out of my life. Yep. Bill, thanks for the promo code. I put you down. Yeah, Bill, he's got the promo codes. Don't sleep on him. Let's see. Charge him over Scooby Doo. Oh, is Scooby in here? Is Ellen in here? Oh, we'll look. 120, 120 down to 99 bathing suit. Weather will be fun this year. There you go. Get that beach body ready. BK. I went from 330 pounds to 220. Wow. But that sounds similar to my wife. But now I gained 15 from quitting smoking. Even I try to stay off the crap food. Sometimes it's stronger than myself. I hope it won't take long, those cravings. Yeah, just see it through. And if you're getting cravings, that's a sign that you're hungry. So if you're craving ice cream or pizza or stuff that's not good, that's just a sign that you're hungry still. So I would fry up some bacon and eggs and eat some more food until the cravings go away. So anybody dealing with cravings, I think that's just a sign that you're still hungry for something, and you should probably just eat, and before you keep trying to ignore the cravings and they get worse and they make your day long, and then you actually might end up caving in and eating something you're going to regret. Michael B live. Greetings all. Eat more meat, be healthy. Exactly. Andy, greeting from Madison, Wisconsin. What's up? That's pretty close. But if there is a meetup in Madison, I look forward to meeting you, JT, but I cannot make the meetup in Thiensville because no car. Ah, okay. Yeah, no problems, Andy. Who knows? Maybe we'll go out towards Madison. Is beautiful area, lots to do. I'm sure there's a park there we could rent out to and have a ball there. So thanks for keeping it in mind, though, Andy. Appreciate that. My doctor told me carnivore is dangerous. Hopefully, that's what you're saying to you. Help after I lost 125 pounds down, 5 BP meds after 2 years before I told my doctor. Yeah, it. I would get a new doctor. I mean, that's you're right. There's more and more doctors out there who are starting to see the benefit of a low carb diet like keto or carnivore. So if your doctor's going to tell you that it's dangerous, I would just get a new doctor. You've got every right to get a new doctor. So my plantar fasciitis disappeared after 2 weeks. Wow, not even the full month. That's what I tell people. They ask me, well, how long did it take you to heal, though? They want to know if they get on this diet and start healing their body, how long is it going to take? I don't know how long it's going to take for you or any of you, but all I can do is tell you how long it took for me to heal. And I healed everything in the first 30 days. Like the first 30 days were amazing. Every day I ate steak, I felt better and better and better. Saving a boatload of money just not buying junk foods. Yep. Bill not. I actually have a bit of a toothache right now. Oh no. Come on, Bill. Maybe put some bacon grease on it or something. I don't know. It sounds like something Dr. Barry would do. But sorry to hear that, Bill. Hopefully your tooth feels better. I actually just cracked one of my back teeth the other day, and I got to go get that fixed on like the 9th or something. So I feel you, buddy. Walking on sand or grass will strengthen weak arches. There you go. That's good to know. Rick, so you're Rick now. He would know. He eats tons of meat all the time, and his weight does not change. Interesting. I think you pretty much eat a consistent diet though every week compared to some other people. So Rick, I was having a dream of meeting Paul Saladino last night. You're having carnivore dreams, man. Agent Red Fox, LOL. My husband recently asked a doctor about carnivore diet, and he was told it was all BS and that he could eat whatever he wants. I told hubby, I hope he knows better. Yeah, man, it's such a shame how far back these doctors are with their own knowledge, and they go out to learn and get these degrees and stuff so they could help people, and then they don't have the proper information and the proper level of awareness to help people. It's kind of alarming. It really is. It's alarming, and it's also saddening at the same time that a lot of the people who are in positions to take care of us, they don't have the proper awareness and knowledge level. Ugh, it's a shame, but that's why we're doing the meetup this weekend. We're helping raise funds for the movie, Healing Humanity movie. It's so important we get that out. It's so important. That way we can start raising people's level of awareness and start changing things out here. And maybe I won't have to shake my damn head so much at some of these doctors and what they say. Champion within, yes, on the dreams. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some dreams seem so real you think they're a memory. Yeah, it's ever since I've been on carnivore, the dreams have been so intense. They've been it's like they're brighter, more vivid. I can feel things in the dream. I can touch things. I It's wild, and I never had that ability pre-carnivore, so yeah. No, I do not think carnivore causes toothaches. I know you're asking Bill, but I highly doubt Bill's toothache is coming from his carnivore diet. What will cause you toothaches is eating a bunch of, runts and sprees and Starburst and drinking soda, basically the standard American diet. That diet I'm sure will cause toothaches, but carnivore I highly doubt it. 8 pounds a gallon. Wow. Nancy, LOL, you tell them, JT. I'll tell them. I'll tell them, Nancy. Don't worry about it. Yes, vivid dreams. I even mentioned that exact point in my YouTube video. Deeper sleep, more in vivid dreams. I feel like my dream or my sleep isn't as deep though because I'm in these dreams. I feel like it's giving me like unrestful sleep. So although I'm sleeping, I don't feel as rested as if I was just not remembering the damn dream or not having it in the first place. So I don't know. Do any of you guys look up your dreams after and see kind of what they mean? I don't know if any of that is real or not, but it's always fun to kind of see what people think a dream might mean. Oh, my doctors more like just in a watch and see attitude where they don't recommend the carnivore diet but won't badmouth what I am doing. Okay, so they're agnostic in a sense. Okay, and that's respectable. So they're like, hey, maybe they don't agree with it, so they're not going to knock it because they also see that it is helping, and maybe they might be wrong. Maybe they're thinking inside, I might be wrong about this diet. So let's lay back here and see how it goes. Basically, you're like the guinea pig for them, and I'll be a happy guinea pig on carnivore. What I won't do is be a guinea pig for any other diet. What I will do is be a guinea pig for carnivore diet because I feel great. I would never go back on a diet that might take me away from how I'm feeling now. So be that guinea pig and help that doctor. Yes, not many dreams on sad, but carnivore proper human diet is a wild ride. It really is. I think that was the brain fog that was keeping us from not remembering dreams properly. So I kind of miss that. Unfortunately, I don't like remembering every detail in a dream when I wake up. It kind of makes me feel unrested, but you know, what are you gonna do? I mentioned dreams in my Your Carnivore When video about what we all experiencing during the carnivore way. Yeah, yeah, I feel like it gets mentioned, but a lot of people like talking about the weight loss and all that other stuff, and you don't really hear them talk about having more vivid dreams. Rick, you forgot what a toothache feels like. Good for you, dude. Let's go. Bill, no, Chris. I've had a tooth that's needed a filling for a couple years now. I've been meaning to take an appointment forever, but just haven't done it yet. Yeah, yeah, and it's amazing. People are so strict on carnivore as far as like, well, if someone's doing carnivore, anything happens, they're like, well, that's got to be because of your carnivore diet. That's got to be because of your carnivore diet. And before, when people are on the standard American diet, something happens, they're like, well, I wonder what's going on with me. I wonder what's going on. But if you have one thing, even a toothache on carnivore, they're like, oh, that's your carnivore diet. I told you that diet was bullshit. I told you. Um, even like I have people that watch in my family that they watch the podcast. They just don't say anything in the comments because they like to be trolls and they like to troll me after the episode airs and then bitch about what I said on the episode here. And so I've been getting complaints that I'm not feeding my son enough milk. You know, I'm like, don't teach me how to. My son is happy, healthy, and he's actually a half inch already taller than the average child his age. So he's growing just fine, and he gets milk, just not a ton of it to knock him out of ketosis. So that's to that family member who's watching that does not like to go in the chat. So I'm well aware of you. Right on. If you don't need it, let it go. Let it go. Never heard of that before. Describe a medication because I guess I went for authority. Okay. Let's see. I have a driver's license from 2011. Looks like I had like 20, 30 pounds around my neck. Oh my gosh. My driver's license looks horrible. I look like, no offense to anybody, but I look like the fattest, grumpiest terrorist you could imagine. My beard was extra thick. My neck had like four chins. I just looked I looked horrible, and my license actually needs to be renewed this year on my birthday. So I'm actually very looking forward to retaking that license photo. So that way I look a little bit better when I pull out my driver's license. Because right now, oh man, you could tell I was very pre-carnivore on that photo. Mary, you're doing great, JT. Thank you, thank you, and I appreciate you, all you guys hanging out with me this morning. I know I'm missing Carrie. I have to get the sound too, the song. Let's raise the stakes. Let's go. I don't have it yet. I got to get that. So next time, if this happens again where Carrie can't make it on, I can play the normal intro and stuff. I just haven't had a chance to get that from Carrie yet. Lost 17 pounds so far and a lot of inches all around in 6 months on the carnivore diet. That's awesome, Evie. Evie, hopefully I said that right. Rick, driver's license always makes you look bad. I think it's those cameras. They order a camera. They're like, can you design me a camera that makes people look fatter and look like shit and hate themselves? And they're like, okay, yeah, it's going to cost this much. DMV's like, yeah, we'll buy all of them. Thank you. Thank you. Hit the like button and get the message out. Yes, yes. We're talking carnivore. Um, and it's nice to hang out with you guys and talk about carnivore. Looking for some. I was told by my vegan brother that my arteries are going too far up and die. Okay. Yeah, I would not listen to that. That your brother does not have all the facts. Um, I've talked to Dr. Chafee about adults and small adults, kids, being on carnivore, and if eating meat, a mostly meat diet, all meat diet, is going to make you more likely to have a heart attack, a child or an adult. And that's actually just not true. If you look back at the history on the facts, we we didn't even have heart attacks a couple hundred years ago. They didn't even exist. And when people started having heart attacks is when we started cutting back on our consumption of meat. So the less meat we ate, the more heart attacks crept into our society. And now we're eating less meat than ever. There are so many people out there that don't even eat meat, and heart attacks are through the roof. Even look at birth control. They say it could cause blood clots and heart attacks and all sorts of things. That's because birth control is made from plants. So if you eat less meat and eat more plants, you're basically on like a natural birth control. Plus, you're eating plants that are going to cause you to have blood clots and heart attacks. So there's more evidence that says the less meat we eat, the more heart attacks we get. The more meat we eat, the less heart attacks we get. So yeah, your brother, he just tell him to just worry about vegan stuff. Keep reading the vegan books. But if you're gonna try to educate people on carnivore diet, it's best that you either try the diet or do some research before you start trying to tell people, "Hey, you're gonna die," because that's a very bold statement, and it's also a very rude statement to try to scare somebody. I mean, you didn't go up to him and say, "Hey, actually, the less meat you eat, the more likely you're gonna have a heart attack, bro. You're gonna die." I mean, love your brother, but he just doesn't have all the facts though. And maybe try to teach him some of those facts. Let's see. Natural ginger. So you're carnivore since January. Good for you. Yep. Yeah. And if anybody, brother or not, family or not, if anybody tells you that you're gonna clog your arteries and have a heart attack and you're gonna die on carnivore, they just they just don't know what the facts are, what their history is. I even had someone tell me that I'm gonna stunt my son's growth by putting him on carnivore. I was talking with Chafee. He was saying that when Native Americans ate only meat, they were on average, the short guys were 6'4". I'm definitely ain't 6'4". And to be a short guy at 6'4", man, that is some big growth. And that he said that happened only when they were eating only meat. Now natives are starting to adapt to standard American diet and they're now the same height as a lot of average Americans are. But when natives ate just meat, they were on average short guys, 6'4". So yeah, meat is not going to stunt your growth. It's not going to clog your arteries. It's not going to give you a heart attack. I had also people tell me they're like, you must not have taken a shit for the last 2, 3 months if you're on that diet. I shit just fine. And they also say, well, you ain't getting no fiber. Fat. Fat is your fiber when you're on carnivore. Fat should be the new fiber. You don't need fiber in your body. But what you do need is fat. And your body will never absorb more fat than it needs. That's a fact I learned from Dr. Chafee. It'll only absorb what it needs. It doesn't absorb extra fat. How you get extra fat on your body is when it absorbs extra sugars and things that it just can't process, so it stores them for later as fat. But your body, if you're eating fat, it won't absorb more than it needs, and it's going to help regulate you in the bathroom. If you're having too much fat, you'll go too much. If you're not having enough, you won't go as often. But man, that's like I keep hearing that carnivores don't take shits. You must shit bricks. It's just all comments coming from people who haven't even tried the diet. They probably watched a couple videos from people making fun of the diet online where they talk about people taking shits, and then they just run with it. They put a stereotype on anybody who has carnivore and say, well, I saw a funny video where they said you guys don't shit much, so that must be the case. Just do your thing and watch the doctors, Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Chafee, Dr. Barry, Dr. Lisa Wiedemann. There's so many good doctors that can actually help us equip ourselves so that when people do come up with these just silly comments, we don't even have to think twice about a rebuttal. You just, what are you talking about? And then you just say, okay, this is actually it. January 8th for you? Nice, nice. Yeah, Carrie's just fine. He's just had a normal doctor's checkup. I said that before in the chat earlier. He's just fine. If he was dead or dying, I would let you guys know. But I know there's probably some vegans that wish he was dying, but he's not. So wish again. He's just fine. Ellie, how you doing? Good job this morning on your live stream. I was watching. Cravings for me point to emotional stress that needs to be processed. There you go. But if you're having those cravings, though, that's still your body telling you that you're hungry. So don't ignore the cravings. Ignore them. as far as eating the bad stuff. But if you're getting cravings for bad stuff, I would just fry up some bacon and eggs. Charlotte, my fiance isn't carnivore, and we sometimes do take out. When we do that, I don't eat carnivore, or when we don't want to eat carnivore, I want to be consistent, but it's hard with my fiance not being carnivore. Yeah, but I started carnivore diet without my wife. So, I understand you, but at some point you're an adult, you're not a child, and your fiance isn't your daddy. I'm just trying to keep it real with you. My wife isn't my mommy. So I told her I'm doing the carnivore diet, and that's that. And I wanted to do it. And when you're married, I think there's a nice boundary of it's good to do things together, but it's also not nice to control each other and saying, well, I don't think you should do this. I don't, as long as it's not bad for someone's health. Now, my wife thought this diet would be bad for my health. So she didn't start when I did. And she was like, well, if you're crazy for doing carnivore, so go for it, have fun. And that's what I did. I went for it and I had fun. And I had so much fun healing and losing weight that my wife decided to join me in the fun. So, yeah, and this, don't take this as me getting on you. I'm not getting on you. I'm just saying that you're a grown woman, and you should be able to do a diet and try it out and see if that helps your body. And if your fiance doesn't join you, they just don't join you. That's on them. Like, did I want my wife to join me on the diet because I thought it would help her? Absolutely. Am I happy now that she has joined me? Absolutely. And has the carnivore diet actually helped her? Absolutely, it has. Did she think it wasn't going to? Yeah, she absolutely thought the diet was crazy and it wasn't going to help her, but she saw it help me. She decided to try it, and now it's helping her too. And she's got a whole different mindset. She's totally made a paradigm shift, and for the best. So, Charlotte, just do your thing. Don't worry about who's doing it, who's not doing it. I'm not doing the diet for anybody other than me. I share my story for anybody who it can help out there. But even all you guys watching, if you guys stop doing carnivore today, there's nothing I can do about that. I wouldn't want that, but all I can do is do what's best for me and share my story and tell people what works, and that's all you can do too. So I suggest you do that diet, girl, no matter who's on it. If your parents are doing it, cool. If they're not doing it, oh well, so be it. Kids, fiance, doesn't matter. Just do you, Charlotte. Keep pre-made bacon in bags in the fridge for cravings. 2 slices. Nice. That's a great tip. I'm over doctors. Yeah, but we still got to work with them because as much as they're a little behind in the times right now with the information they should have, we need them. And if we had, imagine how great the healthcare system would be if more doctors had the knowledge of the proper human diet. If more doctors supported keto and carnivore, we would have way less people being prescribed drugs. We would have way less cancer centers for treatment. The world would be a better place. So we need the doctors. We need to get them on our side. So never give up on somebody. Like, you can't force them, but just keep leading by example, and eventually the doctors will come around, and we're going to be so glad that we were a very vocal minority. Right now we may not be the majority, but we're a very vocal minority, and staying vocal is what's going to help us get the doctors back on our side here. My inflammation is down, not weighed myself, but have lost inches. Good for you. Yeah, sometimes you can just look in the mirror and tell that you're doing better. Oh yeah, I did want to mention that there's a show, Homestead Rescue, on cable. I don't know if any of you guys watch Homestead Rescue, but they reached out to Carrie and they want to see if they can get Homestead How on the Homestead Rescue show. And as you guys know, Carrie, he's my buddy, but he's a city boy like me who's trying to do homestead. Now, I'm not trying to homestead, but I am a city boy and I am interested in homesteading. Like when I first met Carrie, I told him, man, my favorite shows were Homestead Rescue on cable, and when I get on YouTube, I watch Homestead How. Now I know he does mostly carnivore content now, but um, which is why I think his homestead has been neglected a little bit. So the show knows that Carrie's homestead needs a little TLC, and he's filled out the applications. He's done a bunch of interviews with the manager of the TV show, the director, all that stuff, and things are looking better and better every day as far as getting on the show. And if Carrie gets his homestead on Homestead Rescue, I will be with Carrie working on that episode with him, and um, just doing whatever we're going to need to do to fix Carrie's homestead up. So I just wanted to mention that it's such a fun thing. Like I've always been obsessed with that show, and I've always enjoyed Carrie's YouTube channel. And to see them both combine one day, I couldn't have I couldn't have guessed that in a million years. I really couldn't have. So I just wanted to put that out there. He said I could mention the fact that we might get on Homestead Rescue, and this would be a great way to spread the Healing Humanity movie message to a really big audience. And it'd be nice too for Carrie to lead by example. You know, if Homestead Rescue can help him fix his homestead up where he can have more chickens and he doesn't have to go to the store for eggs, and he can basically harvest his own beef, you know, have his own cattle on the homestead. If they can help him set up to be self-sufficient, you know, and to be a clean carnivore in the future, I think that would be great for the content, because that homesteading crowd and the carnivore crowd, this TV show could bridge the gap and really bring in that, because I think a lot of homesteaders, they eat a lot of meat, they eat a lot of eggs, they already eat pretty clean. But I know some of them, when they can't get enough eggs, when they can't get enough meat, then they go to the store and they buy junk just like the rest of us. But I do think that that show could help us bridge the gap and get a lot of people healed and get the message out there about healing humanity. So look forward to that. Homestead Rescue. It's not official yet, but it's looking better each day, enough where I could mention it and bring it up. Lady Casca meetup. Yep, it's in Thiensville, Wisconsin. I got it, the little ticker here at the bottom of right underneath me, right here under my fingers. Date Saturday, April 13th, time 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Location Thiensville, Wisconsin. Tickets are $25 for adults. Kids are free. You can bring 20 kids if you want. They all get to play at the park for free. And the event link is in the description of this video. So let's go. Raquel from Texas. Thanks, Jay. Okay, there you go. Well, shout out to Texas. You got to have nice hats when you're down in Texas. If you guys have any questions for me, put them in here. I'd like to help you guys out. We shared a bunch of really cool um, stories from you guys. You know, in short form, you know, how the carnivore has changed your life. It sure has changed my life, and I get to hang out with all you guys now, so it's amazing. JT, did you see yourself the same way then as you do now? Um, then, as in like pre-carnivore? I'm just trying to understand your question fully so I could answer it for you. But I did. If you're talking pre-carnivore, yeah, I wasn't as confident. I saw myself as like damaged goods, as someone who was going to die early. That's how I would see myself. But now on carnivore, I see myself as a healthy person who's going to live long, who's going to live a happy life. I see myself as a better husband, a better father, a more patient person, a better neighbor. So I do see myself differently pre-carnivore and after carnivore. That's for sure. And I think our that image we hold in our minds of ourselves is very important. And speaking of my wife, today my video that drops when this podcast ends, I have the pleasure of helping my wife share her success story of how she went from 333 pounds to 222. So she lost 111 pounds. Yes, that's 321. She's down 111 pounds in 262 days on the carnivore diet. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And whether that's weight or water weight, to me, it doesn't matter because my wife felt like crap carrying around all of that weight all the time. And she's getting results like crazy, and she's still getting results. She still hasn't gotten to her goal weight, but down 111 pounds. Um, and she's just going to go through on her journey so far on the carnivore diet in 262 days and losing that 111 pounds. Like I've only lost 88, 90 pounds. So she just blew right by me, even starting later in the diet than I did. So I started way earlier than her and she already blew right by me. She's doing great. It's an incredible achievement. And it's my honor to celebrate my wife's achievement because I know because of that achievement, she's going to be around a lot longer. So, if you guys are looking for something to watch when this podcast ends today, go on my channel. You'll see my wife's before and after photo right on the thumbnail, and check it out. And it should give you guys some motivation for the day, for the weekend. Let's see. Day 64 carnivore. My pastor told us in our life group last night that he's starting carnivore. I'm so excited and hopeful that more people in my church will get healthy seeing his, mine, and husband's example. Good for you. That's awesome. That's awesome. Converting the pastor. That is awesome. That's awesome. Veganism makes no sense at all. It's not healthy. It's not better for the environment and not better for the animals. It's so stupid. Yeah, but they come from the perspective that anytime a carnivore like me eats an animal, it's been tortured because it got killed. And that doesn't even make sense either because carnivores are compassionate. Like we don't go to a farm, pay a farmer, and say, "Hey, we want to buy the meat, but before we buy the meat, can we torture the cow? Can we hit it with baseball bats and stab it with a knife? You know, a pocket knife a bunch of times? That would be torture, and that's nobody I know would do that. But when you kill an animal humanely and quickly, and then you harvest that animal and eat that animal all year, that's not torturing an animal. So I totally agree with you that veganism makes no sense. And their biggest argument is that we torture animals. Now, carnivore is not perfect either. There are some places that have too many chickens in one area, like these commercial meat suppliers. That's why I like going to local small beef farmers where the chickens run around all over the place and the cows are happy and they're not being pushed and they're not being forced to walk with a broken leg to their slaughter. I agree. Those things do happen. It's sick and disgusting and it shouldn't happen. That's terrible. But most carnivores do not support that. And I have prided myself in trying to go to the local beef farmer as much as I can because I know those animals are healthy. I know they're happy. I know the chickens don't all have broken legs and they got nowhere to walk. So carnivore isn't perfect either, but vegans, most of them I've met, cannot admit the current vegans who haven't switched to carnivore. I've met a lot of vegans on my channel that have switched to carnivore, and I don't think any of them would go back. But the vegans I've talked to that are on vegan right now, that's their argument that carnivores torture animals, and that's just not the case. I've got two dogs here. I've got two gecko lizards. I absolutely love taking care of animals. I love animals. If I saw anybody abusing an animal, I would probably break my fist on their face so fast your head would spin. So yeah, I wish vegans would be a little bit more um, open to admitting some of the downsides to that lifestyle as well, instead of just pointing the finger at carnivores and saying you guys are all bad. Like I said, they're carnivore. It's mostly pretty good for the environment, unless you are supporting some of those commercial farmers. who mistreat animals, which I don't think any of us knowingly would do, but sometimes you got to buy meat where you can get it if you don't have a local. So we do the best we can, but as for the majority, I think we should all avoid supporting um, any place that would treat animals bad. So I think even as a group of carnivores here, we can agree with vegans on treating animals with respect. But and I hate to tell a vegan, even if you don't harvest that animal, kill it and harvest, it's still gonna die regardless. It's gonna fall over one day. Like just because you don't eat animals doesn't mean that animals stop dying. So there's no logic in the veganism because even if you didn't harvest the animal and eat it, it would still fall over and die one day. I don't care if it's a bird, a rabbit, a coyote. I mean, every living thing on this planet eventually dies. So the best thing for me is to harvest that animal humanely and then to eat it and get all the consumption I can off of it so that animal's life just wasn't wasted for nothing. Just wanted to put that out there. Yeah, there's pizza. If you're missing pizza, me and my wife found a good pizza crust recipe where it's just you take egg whites and you whip them. You whip them really good, and it turns it. They call it like what do they call it? Air dough or something because it's so light and fluffy. And you spread that out real thin on parchment paper, and then you bake that crust, and you will have a delicious pizza crust that is literally just made out of egg whites, nothing else. So, and maybe you can put on the cheese and the toppings and just ignore the sauce, and it's almost a pizza. But I'm sure just a spoonful of sauce isn't going to kill you, anyways. But try that crust out. It's just take 4 egg whites, whip them until they get real fluffy, where you could turn the bowl upside down and none of it falls out, and then spread that over parchment paper real thin and bake that at 350 for a nice crust. And you'll be eating pizza tonight. Very mature attitude about life partners, Richie. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I mean, we can support each other, but I don't think we should control each other unless that person's holding like a knife in their hand and they're going to harm themselves. Then I would say, yeah, grab the knife and take control. But otherwise, the majority of the part of any relationship in life, and especially when you're married, and I'm gonna just tell you guys this. This one thing I learned from my coach. The number one thing you need to know when you're married, the most important thing is courtesy. That's courtesy. If you practice courtesy with your partner, you're going to have a great marriage. But if you're farting in front of your partner and you're cutting them off and you're not holding the door and you're being rude and you talk over them, or if they're talking to you and you turn up the TV, you wouldn't do that to a stranger. You know what I'm saying? So, like, let's not get too comfortable around our husbands, our wives, whatever, our partners, to the point where we don't show them courtesy anymore. Like if you show your partner courtesy, you're going to have one of the best marriages ever. So I just wanted to put that out there. It all of us can have great relationships. We just have to show each other courtesy. That's all. That's the that's the secret sauce. Let's see here. Just trying to, man, so many comments. Yeah, doctors might be quacks at first, but we're gonna convert them. Uh oh. Sometimes you cheat and have whiskey. Uh oh. Uh oh. Hey, do you just be careful, all right? At least if you're gonna drink, drink at home. I always hated it when people drink and drive. JT, next time you visit Kerry, give the Argo a try. Okay, I will do. I don't think he had it working last time I was out there. Yeah, coffee is a personal thing. Yeah, I mean, I've never been a fan of coffee, so I've I've never found the appeal in drinking coffee. So that was wasn't hard for me to stop because I never started. Great interview with Joel Salatin on latest RFK Junior podcast. Really goes in the problems stemming from regulatory industry. Yeah, there you go. Check that out, folks. almost 90 days and I eat a cup or two, drink a cup or two of coffee. Okay. Let's see. Okay, glad I answered your question. Wasn't sure. I was just trying to take a educated guess. But sometimes when you guess, you make an ass out of yourself when you assume things. So hopefully, we don't want to do that. So I'm glad I did that right. My son and I made a pallet bench last weekend. I noticed I have more drive to do things. That's awesome. Yeah, and you're going to make a lot more memories uh, on the carnivore diet with that newfound energy than you would have without it, in my opinion. Thank you, Nancy. And she's always been gorgeous to me, weight or no weight. I've never been someone to judge somebody like that. I look on the insides, how they are as a person. That's what determines me being friends with somebody is what's on the inside shining out. Thank you. Adam, you guys, shout out to Adam from Carnivore today. He was my first carnivore interview ever. Ever, ever, ever. He was the first person to say yes. He gave me a chance to interview him. And I just want to say thank you to Adam. I love you, buddy, man. And you'll always be my first. And I appreciate you for being my first, man. Um, it's when you don't have a flow started, it's hard to get a flow started. You know what I mean? It's hard to get that trickle going. But Adam was like, "Man, let's tap this sucker. Let's get the trickle going." And I appreciate you for that, buddy. It means a lot. He says, "I love how much success your wife is having, JT. Inspiring." Yeah, I started off inspiring her, but now she's inspiring me. So it's amazing. Just trying to see if there's guys got any questions here. I'm trying to get through everything. Sorry, I can't read every comment, but um, do my best here. Millions of animals and bees are murdered every day by farmers plowing for crops and spraying the fields just to feed the vegetarians, vegans. I know, Mike and Butter. I I know, but that's one of the many things that vegans do not want to admit is wrong with their lifestyle. When you ask vegans, there is nothing like they've got a vice grip on all things good and nothing bad comes their way, so they think, but there are many things. And then when you, let's say you grow spinach in Mexico and you ship the spinach on a big 18-wheeler truck all the way from Mexico all the way up to Wisconsin, and that thing was spitting out fumes in the air the entire ride from Mexico to Wisconsin. They also don't want to admit that that's going into the air, that they're and then you could put these plants underwater. Let's say you got a tomato and you run the water over it to get whatever was off it. That the shit they sprayed on those crops is dug its way into the flesh, the meat of the fruit. Like, running water over it is not going to get that shit out of your food. So they don't want to admit that they're eating Roundup. They're eating poisons and toxins in their food, and plants themselves are toxins to begin with. So you're eating a food that's a toxin that was sprayed with toxins. I mean, just good luck with that, man. There's so many things that the vegans could compromise on, with carnivores and say, okay, I admit that our way of life, this isn't perfect, that's perfect. But whenever I talk to a vegan, man, it's usually you're an animal abuser, and that's about as far as I get in the conversation. They don't want to actually talk about facts. Yeah, Carrie's breakfast pizza looks great. Shout out to Carrie. He loves coming up with these concoctions, these carnivore concoctions, and they're always great. They're good. God bless Carrie. What would we do without him? You know what I'm saying? Heart attack chicken was awesome. Heart attack shrimp comes next. Well, if you guys want to know what's in the next chapter for Rick, it's heart attack shrimp. Let's go. Reminds me of Forrest Gump, where everything was about shrimp. Yeah, it's a great thing. You should always be thankful for any food. Gratitude is the attitude that hooks us up. That's why you see people saying grace over their food. That because it's the attitude. Gratitude will hook them up with their next meal too. So sparkling water is definitely okay. I watched a video. Dr. Barry was talking about it. You just got to watch what's in there, but um, most of the sparkling water is okay because, especially if you could find just water with carbonation and nothing else, that then that's a bet. But just watch for these natural flavorings though, in some of those carbonated water. Some of the natural flavorings aren't good for you. Can carnivore help with any addiction, smoking, drinking, drugs? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have zero need to. I would smoke all day, every day. I would drink 17 beers in a sitting. Yeah, it wasn't good situation, and being on the carnivore diet and healing myself has totally taken away those addictions for me, and I couldn't be more happy. So yes, Chris, there is hope. There's hope for a lot of things. There's hope for all types of healing. That's why we got to get this movie out there, Healing Humanity. Oh, you're doing a great job this morning, JT. Thank you, Raquel. JT, appreciate you and things you say. You're a good dude. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Yeah, Tabasco sauce. Oh, that's funny. There's a recipe for heart attack chicken on both Rick Charger Mopar's channel and my channel as well. I dedicated my episode to Rick because the 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 whole recipe was inspired by Rick. I mean, so that's why I dedicated to him. Let's go! Just tuned in, my friends. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, Jeff. Let's go. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, I did an awesome job. I had a good teacher. You taught me well, man. Yeah, time goes by quick. I'm just going trying to get through the rest of these here. And I just wanted to mention too before we go. People talk about doing carnivore 95%, and they're like, I'm 95% carnivore. It's mostly carnivore. I have a little bit of here and there, but otherwise I'm 95% carnivore. I just wanted to put it out there and challenge you guys to what your life would be like if you actually did that last 5% instead of 95%. So I just want to challenge you guys to not do anything 95%. I want to challenge you guys to do it 100%. Give 100% effort. Give 100% mental effort, physical effort. Give 100% to your kids. Give 100% to your husband. Give 100% to your family, your neighbors. And I think you're going to feel so much better than instead of saying, well, I'm carnivore 95%, you're going to say, I'm carnivore 100%. I'm there for my kids 100%. Like I'm a good neighbor 100%. Just adding that extra 5%, I'm telling you, that could make all the difference in how you view your life, how happy you are, just everything about it. So I just want to encourage you guys this weekend to give that extra 5%. It's just important. So let's not do anything 95%. Um, let's do it 100%. Here, Nancy. Eating carnivore doesn't have to be so strict that you feel deprived. What is your why? Exactly. Yeah, and what is your why? Why would you give 100% instead of 95? So if you're on the edge about giving that last 5% towards the diet, towards whatever you're doing, give 100% at work, in your relationships. I would suggest that this weekend. That's my goal for you guys to just focus on that last 5%. Give 100%, not 5%. And that's what I got for you guys. This went fast. Next week, we will have Carrie back on. Don't forget, next weekend is the Carnivore Meetup. We're going to be grilling out. We're going to be sharing stories, taking pictures together, shaking hands. I cannot wait to see you guys. A bunch of people have already signed up, and spaces are running out. So, man, it's looking like another banger meetup is going to happen, and I'm so excited. And I'm also excited. This weekend is WrestleMania weekend, so I'm going to be relaxing all weekend, watching wrestling with my son, and getting ready for this meetup next weekend. So um, get your tickets to the meetup. Enjoy your weekend. Do that extra 5%. Give 100%. Uh, just make it a good one, and check out my wife's inspiring video if you need any extra inspiration out there, you guys. All right. But that's it for this episode of Raise the Stakes. You guys can go to raisethestakespodcast.com if you guys want more info on the podcast here. I appreciate you, carnivores. I love you guys. And like Cranky Carnivore says, Godspeed and God bless you guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Rick, I'll do my duck face for you on the way out. I got my duck here ready. Let me click the button, okay, Rick?